Hello, my name is Vishal. In this video, we will see a utility which can help us in blending two different normal maps. Using two normal maps at a time is always a question. A lot of people try to blend two different normal maps. So I thought let's explore that. So for that, I'll create a plane here. And I'll create a light from Arnold. I'll use a physical skylight, and for the plane I'll be using AI standard surface shader, and let's use the renderer, and this is what we get by default. So let's open Hypershade. And first we'll try to understand the utility here. So I've got the AI standard surface shader into the work area, and I'll go to the utilities, and then there's a utility called color composite. In Photoshop, if you are aware of blending modes, this color composite will do that job. It will blend two different images. Normal blending modes like multiply, screen, etc. can be done here. So as I want two different images to be blended with each other, because this color composite needs only two inputs, which is color A and the color B. If you have alpha with your first image, you can plug alpha here, and for the second image you can plug alpha here. So we can blend a 4-channel image basically. So I'll bring a file, a image basically, and one more image. Okay, so I'll browse. A color image. It's a simple colorful background, and a portrait. I just downloaded from internet, and let's connect this with the color, and color A and color B will get these images. Now let's render this. Now if you see, the two images are blending with each other. It is blending with a blending mode called add. We have factor. When I reduce this value, the image which was blending, okay, on the top is now disappeared with the factor value 0. As I increase this number, you can get the image getting its value. Okay, if you see, the color B is the image which is getting reduced by the factor, and color A, which is a portrait. So we can swap these images. We can connect this to color B, and we can connect this to color A. Now let's explore the factor again. And I should see the portrait is losing its value or reducing opacity as I reduce the factor value. So we have subtract, we have mix, we have multiply, screen, overlay, difference, dodge, and burn. Out of all these blending modes, I use this blending mode called add, and screen, which are almost, they works very similar. I use subtract, which subtracts the colors from one image to another image. I mean, you have A and B, it is A minus B, which gets subtracted, multiply A into B, or A multiplied by B. So I generally use them. So very simple math is done. Apart from that, you have mix overlay. They have different math going on. So very commonly, if I brought a ambient occlusion and I just want to multiply with the textures, I just use multiply blending mode there. So the blacks stay and the whites completely fades off. And in add, the white will be kept and the black will be replaced by the color, the underlying color. Or screen can be very similar effect. Okay, so it's a very useful utility when it comes to blending two textures. If you have worked with procedural texturing, especially in Substance Designer, if you are looking for any subtraction or addition of the textures with the previous one, and if you missed out that, here it is the color composite tool. So let's try to mix up two different normal maps here. So I'll browse a file. It's a normal map. So this one is one normal map, and I'll take another normal map here. So our idea is to mix these two of them. So first let's test a single normal map here. So I'm taking a node called AiNormalMap and connecting the color of the file, out color of the file node, to the input of the AI color, AiNormalMap, and then the out value goes to the normal camera. And then let's see the render. Okay, if you see, I was just getting a problem here. That is, the stones are, getting that cavity effect. They are rendered reversely. Now, to fix the problem here, just in AiNormalMap, we'll set this color to signed option, and then you get the correct normal maps there. Okay, so we'll take AiNormalMap again, connect the color to the input, out value to the normal camera. Then you're getting some odd result, color to sign, and the problem is fixed. Okay, now let's see how to mix these two maps. So it's very simple. We take the color composite and connect one to the color A, the other one to the color B, and the out color to the normal camera, and then render it. Then you get a mix of these two textures. So you are mixing two normal maps here. Add, screen would do the job. If you reduce the opacity of or the factor value, the opacity of one of the connection goes to 0 or reduced as the value. So in this case, file 2 is getting reduced, which is the color B. Okay, I can connect this in the opposite direction, and then as I keep increasing the number, I get the grid pattern on top of it. And yes, it is animatable, so you can create any animated surface reliefs on some existing textures if you want. So if you see, we have mainly worked on the main problem which we commonly get is normal maps render reversely. So we found that solution. And the other one is very popular question, that is how to mix two different normal maps. And yeah, we addressed both of them with this nice utility called color composite and AiNormalMap tools.